The LSAT writing sample is changing. Earlier this week, LSAC announced that starting with the August LSAT, the writing sample is going to have a new format. They're going to make it more similar to ACT writing, where you're given several different pieces of evidence and you have to evaluate each, then write a coherent essay analyzing the different perspectives contained in that evidence. So it'll be less decision-based like the earlier prompt versions and more like an argumentative essay where you have to make arguments about those different pieces of evidence. Given the additional work involved, the additional reading involved, they're going to make it longer. You're going to have 15 minutes to plan out your essay, then 35 minutes to actually write the essay. But don't worry, if you already have a writing sample on file, you don't have to write a new one, but you'll be able to if you want to. LSAC has also announced they plan to start scoring the writing sample in the future. It'll still be unscored through at least June 2025, but it'll likely be scored in future years. So the earliest they would start scoring it would be either July or August 2025. Here's what LSAC writes on their website about this. They write, quote, "For the 2024-2025 testing cycle, LSAT writing will remain an unscored part of the LSAT. Over the course of the 2024-2025 testing cycle, we will be analyzing data of the new LSAT writing prompt to assess its validity and reliability with a long-term goal of providing a scored LSAT writing assessment that schools may use in their holistic admission process." Now, to be clear, I don't think scoring is a great idea because it's too subjective and graders are often rushed. I remember hearing about how students could easily game the SAT writing essay just by making it longer. Because the graders were so rushed for time, they fell back on surface level proxies for ability by looking to see if you had divided your writing into several separate paragraphs, and they assumed that longer essays were automatically better, which of course is not necessarily the case. Now, why are they making these changes? All of this is likely in reaction to law schools' complaints that the LSAT doesn't currently grade any written material, and law schools want the LSAT to do that work for them. Law schools will clearly be looking at the writing sample more closely in the coming years, and I'll be releasing more on this in the coming weeks and months as the August LSAT approaches. In the meantime, LSAC has released a sample prompt on their website, linked below this episode. Now, of course, until they actually start grading the writing sample, the scored portions of the LSAT, logic games, logical reasoning, and reading comp are, of course, far more important than anything unscored. So I'd recommend focusing your efforts primarily on that. If you're taking the LSAT in April or June, focus on games, reasoning, reading comp. If you're taking it after June, starting with the August LSAT, of course, they will no longer be including the games. The LSAT will have a second scored logical reasoning section instead. If you're taking the LSAT in August or beyond, I would typically recommend that you focus the majority of your effort on logical reasoning, since it's going to be roughly 2/3 of the LSAT, starting with the August test. And if you'd like my help preparing for the LSAT, whether it's the logical reasoning, reading comp, or you're taking it in the short term with the games, there are a variety of ways my team and I can support you. You can check out the link below this video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And if you found the video helpful, please do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to see it. I don't do any advertising for the channel. I rely only on word of mouth to help get the word out, and your sharing this video really does make a difference. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.